boy, B-voy. You already know what it is. Best versions of yourself. That's what I'm trying to make y'all. Listen up and I help you learn something to help you use in your everyday lives to help improve and further along. When you get to master it, you can help your peers improve, and then if you got kids, you can help your kids improve. I'm always just trying to help out the people and get back to what they originally always knew, and unlock all the doors that were closed that we didn't know we had the keys to. That's what B-voy is. Listening in, growth never stops. Once you plant a seed and you water it, you continue to nurture it, right?
Yeah.
The more growth that will come from the nurturing of the seed, the more love you give the seed. Your body's the seed.
No, for
right?
sure.
We the seed, we got to help it grow by watering it the right, words, watering it with the right food we put in our system, right drinks we put in our system, right friends, family. That is all the nurturing of helping us grow. And so growth never stops, right? Growth stops if you want it to.
If you're not growing, where are you going? Just like last time.
Exactly.
Just like last time.
If you're not growing, where are you going? So.
And when sorry to cut you off, but
Okay.
And when you plant something, you don't dig it up to see if it's growing. You got to be patient with it. You got to be patient with it, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up patience, man. Patience is key. I look at it, if you got an animal, you got kids, even yourself or your spouse, you got to have patience with yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all starts. The best version of yourself, you have to have patience with self. That means everything's not going to happen right away. You have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. And every day, you got to have patience because you're not going to get it right away. You might get frustrated. Things, I would like to say, can come in your way to distract you, to take you off that path. But patience will always say, Marquise, it's okay. Grandmaster J, it's okay.
Yeah, bro,
we didn't get
sure.
it today, but we're going to get it tomorrow.
You don't got to act quick, just act accordingly. Because usually when you impatient with how you're going to respond to something, you don't express it to the truest form it can be.
Exactly. Yeah. To go even deeper into patience helps you have acknowledgement of self, especially when you're getting triggered, right? You tap into patience, which is, in itself like a calming mechanism. With anything that aggravates you, irritates you, if you're able to gravitate more towards patience, then you have more calm in whatever situation that occurs. Say you got a child and your child is bugging you, or you on that road trip. We always see it in movies. I know, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's when patience is gonna come. It's hey, son, daughter, we'll be there soon. I get it. You want to know when we're gonna get there because of the fact this is a long road trip.
Oh, yeah.
And so here's a banana. Here's some food to some stuff to get you focused on something else. But in these moments when we say, my patience then ran out. Boom! Explosion, right?
Yeah, literally.
It's crazy. I don't got no more patience. Look. We always have patience in the reserve. It's choosing to acknowledge that patience never runs out. That's all a mindset. When your patience does run out, maybe it's time for you to get out of that situation that you're in because you feel as if you can't have no more patience when it comes to this. And so in that saying, you have to change the situation or change your mindset around whatever it is that's making you run out of gas when it comes to your patience, right? And so once again, you guys, we have to develop this as a habit. Because once we're able to develop it, we're able to access more calm within us, more inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. Inner peace. How do we get inner peace? Not so much going towards desire and pleasure, because those things you're always going to need more of them. Who knows when that stops? But more of, man, it's quiet. I like that. My peace and happiness sitting on a beach looking at the water, relaxing. Right? Why do we vacation? Why do we want vacation? Right? I have this discussion with a lot of people. You work, and now I need a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I need to get away. I need a sense of peace. I don't want the noise no more of the kids, the work, the everyday noise that just disrupts I just want quiet and peace, and so vacation is a key for peace, but also it's like we work all this amount of time to get this little bit amount of peace. We have to figure out how to have more peace than just when we're at vacation.
And you have to like see the peace that's already in the moment, even if you see it as like a struggle. It's triggering something in you that's helping you better yourself, regardless. So whatever you're going through, it's always to help you. And like, fuck.
No, you're right. You're right. Everything can be looked at as a growing avenue. Like we said at the beginning, like growth never stops. I feel like there's levels to everything. There's levels to patience. There's levels to peace. Everything is a new door that you can help make it grow. Overall, though, you guys, certain things like finding your happy place, that's what they say. Your happy place is usually a very peaceful environment.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down, sometimes you just take that deep breath, meditate, listen to your music, and when you're at this place of anger or high emotion, sometimes it's just good to take a breath, go outside, get fresh air, or just say, how do I get back to my happy place?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Boom. And so when you're able to mellow out, now you don't have these emotional imbalances like I've spoken of in the past, and you're not going haywire, and you're not getting angry, causing yourself, because all this, I would say, emotional imbalances that lead you to less peace, less patience, less calm, aids to stress, right? Mm-hmm. Stress is not talked about enough. You guys,
it's not. We talk too much. Not we, but it's like always stay positive this and stay positive that, and you don't know how to handle these situations that can get out of hand.
Yeah.
So like identifying the stress, like the roots of it, and whatever situation you're in, like, or experience you're going through, is like the key to like figuring out what to do from there.
Exactly. Because people always I know we talk about what we ingest on it every day, who we have around us, and all these things that to make sure that we're having this positive experience in this journey called life, right? But we need to know what triggers us, what causes us to stress, because this stress can aid to sickness, disease, our hair falling out, why is my teeth this way or that way or whatever. But it's not only what we eat and consume and what we, all these things that help us, but also those things that can help us can hurt us if we're not using them in the right way, or we don't have the right things around us, and we're looking at it as this caused this, but really it was the cause of that causing me to stress,
mm-hmm.
caused this disease to be able to manifest, right? And so a lot of people, they call them stress pockets, where you're like, oh, I got these knots here, and you're thinking it's from like, what did I do? Did I turn? I stretched wrong, or I slept wrong? It's like, no, you've been stressing too much, and I got hair falling out all in the front here. What you been doing? You've been stressing too much, and so stress can lead to a high number of diseases,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, I've been eating good, I've been doing this right. Oh, but you've been stressing too much.
It's crazy, bro, because even the word cause means habit. And, like, most means forming.
Yeah.
So, we're in a cosmos. So, a habit-forming universe. That's crazy, bro. How it's all connected. And it's not questioned enough. Not questioned enough at all.
I just look at it as we have to start looking at both spectrums of the coin. You know what I mean? Like, with stress, there's happiness, right? But they're part of the same thing. We have to understand both.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get it? How do we get less of this, right? I understand that it's a part of life and that it's going to happen, but how do I acknowledge that, okay, I'm stressing in this moment?
And it's like, how do you identify the feeling itself? Like, what do you think happy means, or what do you think stress means?
Exactly.
Because is something giving you stress, then what's causing you to receive it? Like, it goes beyond that, like emotions and shit, duality, all that. You can transcend it once you're like in your centered space. It can't really affect you at that point. It can come at you, but just remember that like life comes from you.
We're living above all of it, right? So now we know what causes it, on both sides of the spectrum, happiness and stress, right? So now we're able to, I would say, hack our bodies, hack our minds, and say, I'm not going to let this enter into my field here, my shield that I built. So I'm going to look at it and say, deflect, and I want to receive that. Deflect and receive. That's what I think it's all about. You're learning and navigating through your journey of life, getting the information, saying these experiences aren't bad or these experiences aren't good, but they're experiences that help me grow. And I needed this experience to help me get here, to learn about this, to learn about this. And so now I'm thankful for all these experiences, good and bad, because it got me to this path of being able to navigate and create my shield the way it's supposed to be, so I know how to say no to this and yes to this.
And we're here, bro.
And deflecting.
And we're here because we trusted the unknown. Because if we would have looked back, if we were 10 years ago in our body back then, like anticipating this moment right now, this is like unknown. So just trusting in that, like what's going on from here, like it's always in your favor.
Yeah.
It's always in your favor.
And don't get stuck in that comfort zone.
Oh
right?
yeah, stagnancy.
Don't get stuck in that comfort zone, because then you're not living. I don't look at it as you're not truly living. Risk for reward. And even when you take a risk, even if you don't succeed, you figured out what you did to not succeed. So now that risk helps you be successful the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So that mindset about failing, it's okay to fail. If you were successful every time, there would be points in your life where you'd figure out, wow, I don't feel like I'm growing. I don't have any like curiosity. I feel like there's nothing that I cannot get. I need a challenge or something.
It's kind of like that anime record of Ragnarok.
Okay.
How the person that was able to defeat the god was somebody that like learned from only failing and how to apply those lessons. So I feel like there is no such thing as failing. It's just trust. I don't know. It comes to true trust, like you're talking about, and consistency for sure. Consistency. Because once you repeat something, it's like natural to you that you need to do it. Like how we take our herbs in the morning, it's natural to us now because we've been doing it for so long. So it's like a part of this cycle to help us like align with our higher mind.
Yeah. I would say, to piggyback off of what Jordan is saying, it's like we have to create these healthy habits and understand what our bad habits are. So now we can convert our bad habits into good habits. But with us knowing about our bad habits, we need to know why they're bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
What is this bad habit is it doing to me? Is it helping me grow, or is it pulling me back? Because if you have a tremendous amount of bad habits, no matter how many good habits you have, the bad habits are still going to hold you back. So, I mean, there's certain bad habits I think it's okay, but it's realizing, okay, this bad habit, I no longer need to have it no more, because of the fact that I'm creating these good habits, and now it's like I've done all this stuff that's making me get to my higher awareness and self, but in the back of my head, I'm still thinking about this bad habit that I have. And that process is like I'm climbing the rope forward, but I still got something pulling me back.
It's kind of like the allegory of the cave.
Exactly.
From Plato, how what you only like interpret reality as like what you know, and like what's shown to you in that moment, but it's like a shadow of something else. There's always something that's going to be in the shadow that's going to be revealed to you.
Exactly. So, I mean, best version of yourself, you guys, I know you guys been tuning in, been watching. It's like we have to create this bigger awareness of who we are as an individual. And then every day we have to be learning about ourselves and saying it's okay to be emotional, right? But there's a difference between emotional and overly emotional. It's okay to be tapped into your emotions, but it's not okay to your emotions to control you. And so that awareness of learning about self, learning about why it's good to exercise, Why is it good to walk on the ground barefoot? Well, I see these people do, but I've never done no research.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I change my habits from this to that? You know, and it's once you figure out why you should change your habits, then you learn about them through experience. And then saying, man, I'm glad I did this. What took me so long? Dang, I took way too long to change these habits, because now I never feel sick. I feel good in the morning when I wake up. I don't feel droggy or draggy. All these different things. My clarity, I don't got no brain fog. Like, all these different things have occurred once I started living a more healthier lifestyle. Because that's what I think it all comes down to. With the best version of yourself, you have a healthy lifestyle because you're healing all the time.
Yeah.
Through anything bad that you accumulated through the past. Once you start your healthy lifestyle, now it's like little by little, man, I feel like I'm getting younger. I feel like I'm getting smarter.
It's like sound body, sound mind. But then it's also sound mind, sound body.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeding both of it source, like divine coding, it's gonna like revolve around itself. So if you feed your mind something with like pollution, it's gonna affect you in the same way as if you ate something that was polluted. And that's what like people want to know where to start. Like, what do you want to get out of it? Like, who are you? Like, what makes you say that you're not like who you want to be already?
Exactly.
And like, what you're looking for is where you're looking from already.
Ooh.
Deep. I forgot it was even on.
Deep.
Forgot it was even on.
Let me speak to you a little bit on just like, I feel in this life, not enough of us know what we need or know how to get what we want. And I was just having a conversation with Jordan the other day. We were talking about business and plans in the future and what do we want out of what we're doing right now. And it's just like you have to have in your mind clear. You see it. You envision yourself being there. What do I want out of my career? Or where do I see myself if I start to develop the way I know I can and grow to be the boss that I know I can or the leader that I know I can? Where do I see myself? You know, detail for detail. I want my company to look just like this. This is my logo. This is how people are going to feel when they walk in here. This is how I'm going to be dressed, to the shoes I'm wearing, or whatever, you know. From what I attain here, I'm going to be able to travel to this place and do this. And then I'm going to be able to inspire others to do the same. So it's like having that clear vision in your mind and thinking about it on almost every day. That's what gives you the reason why to keep doing what you're doing. Or to say, I'm doing this right now, even though I don't really physically like it, but it's going to lead me to this ultimate goal here. And with my ultimate goal, I'm going to create new goals. Because now I've reached this peak, and it's just like, okay, growth never stops, right? Now I'm going to help somebody else reach their peak. And then as I live in service to myself, I'm in service to others as well. Because I know that I'm not the only one going through this journey. Jordan's not the only one going through this journey. Everybody's going through some type of individual journey in their own. And so with all that being said, what we go through is what somebody else is going to go through.
Bro,
right?
just literally in a different experience, but the script is like the same thing. It's the same script, just different costumes.
Yeah.
Different outcomes, different, just everything. But still relative.
Relative. We're all in this, I like to say, connected spider web, right? And through that being said, we can all learn from each other. Understand to engage your network. There's a lot of people in this world, including me. I'm doing better at it now that I realize as Marquise, I'm always like, I can do this on my own. I can do my research. I've got all these resources, you know, blah, 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 blah. I can figure it out. But it's always good to engage your network. Who do you know? Who do you know that knows somebody else? That knows somebody else, right? There's always like ways to get the information that you need or to attain somebody into your life that can get you that sit-down meeting, to get you to be able to speak to that person that you needed to speak to to say, I remember I was just like you when I was your age. I was the same way, had a dream, had this, had that. You know what, I'm going to help you out. And that's like what we need. We need to engage our network and understand that, you know, we're a big interconnected web of family, friends, and we have to understand that there's going to be friends and family that are going to hurt us. There's going to be some friends and family that are going to help us. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes friends are thicker blood than our family. And that's something we have to accept too. You know, there's different formulations of like who's family and who's not. But that being said, use your resources, network with people, figure out how to get to where you need to get to. And so, man, anything else you want to add to it? We just touching on a lot of stuff.
I feel like we could keep going for a little bit more if you're up for
it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, roll, man, roll.
Damn, so I was talking about it earlier, but I didn't go into it because I felt like a little bit wavy at first.
Okay.
But the Kundalini and like the Chi, how it's important to your everyday life and how you can channel it with your breathing and just that you're aware of it. Your cerebral spinal fluid, all of that. Like even then, like where do you start? You just work out. You can work out. You can study your anatomy. You can do yoga. You can do different things to channel that because you have spinal fluid, which is Christ oil. It's called Christ oil, like literally, and it goes up to your brain. And so being able to maneuver it instead of keep it at the bottom, which like creates like lower level thinking, like transcending the gates and stuff. It all starts with just doing it, like literally just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, cause at some point you're gonna have so many questions that won't give you answers that you'll still have questions, and like the best way to do it is just to dive into it, cause you're gonna be good regardless. Exactly. Like you're here, you're breathing, you're alive, you're watching this. Like you're gonna be good whatever you dive into. You always come out on the other end.
Yeah. Ultimately, you guys, we throw a lot of different words out there. And if things you don't know about when we speak about Kundalini, please, you have access. And if you don't have access, your friend got access, or your friend got access, or your family got access, somebody got access.
Yeah, you got access. If you watching this, you got access, bro.
Right? Look, please continue to learn about everything that we speak upon. Don't ever take somebody's word for it right away. Have your own experience, do your research, look at people's testimonies, watch YouTube videos, whatever it is to help verify or validate the information that we are trying to put out to you. Because even with our message and what we're trying to give to the people, it's just, you know, we just want to inspire you to do the things that we're doing ourselves.
And honestly, just take it with a grain of salt. We're just exposing our truths. And some people will relate because we're on the same string of the web. The same string of the guitar.
Exactly. I just like to say, I want to lead you to the door, but you got to open it. Lead you to the water, but you got to drink it. Teach you how to fish, but you got to fish, right? And so I look at we're people in these positions that just want to help give you the keys to unlock the doors.